Hello everybody, my name is Ronja Engarde, and welcome to another part of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. For right now, we're just gonna run around and do some shit. Flips and shit. Flips and dicks. And mostly I'm just trying to get out an intro. Because I'm really shitty at doing intros. And outros. And the middle of the video. Oh man. And I'm kind of using this Let's Play of Pokemon Emerald as kind of like a getting my my foot back into doing videos and voice work and all that kind of shit. Could get Roar, but I honestly don't care, because Roar, who uses Roar in, you know, single player? Or, well, yeah, single player, yeah, that's correct. Because plenty of people that use Roar in single battle, but not a lot of people that use Roar, you know, in game, in the main story, not competitively, specifically. Because Roar is pretty useful in the competitive scene, not so much in game. Because like, oh, you send out another Pokemon that, you know, can do shit to you, whatever. Because not a lot of trainers use like boosting moves in the story mode. Like there's like you can pretty much count it like one or two hands, like the amount of trainers that use, like, you know, Work Up or Dragon Dance, or, you know, all those kind of moves. Not a lot of trainers that do that. Like, I can specifically only think about like one in Emerald, which is Winona, who uses Dragon Dance on her Altaria, which is, you know, pretty devastating if you're not prepared for it, which a lot of kids definitely weren't. Speaking definitely from experience, because goddamn, I was not prepared for that shit. I remember losing to Winona good few times. Oi. I think the last one is also... No, it's a Barboach, which I do believe you can catch on this route if you have a Good Rod, which we don't have access to until we get Surf, which we don't have access to until we have 5 badges. So, gonna be a little bit of a time before we have access to Barboach. Not that I think anybody really wanted access to Barboach, because it's a pretty average at best Pokemon. Which is kind of sad, because I also do like... I feel like every time we talk about a Pokemon like that, I'm like, well, I actually do kind of like that Pokemon. Emphasis on the actually, because that's a word that I'm definitely bad about using too much. But I do kind of like Barboach and Whiscash. And generally, I like a lot of Generation 3 Pokemon. I guess because Generation 3 specifically falls into that, you know, sweet spot of nostalgia for me. Because when Generation 1 came out, I was, you know, 5 years old. And Generation 2, I was like, I believe I was 6 or something. But with Generation 3, I was 8. You know, 8, 9, and 10 was Generation 3 for me. So that is pretty much directly in that, you know, real good time of nostalgia. So I think as a whole, Generation 3, like the whole generation, if we're talking about generations as a whole, Generation 3 is probably my favorite. But if we're talking specific games, then I think Heart Gold is on my first place. Just because Heart Gold is just, man, it's as close as I think Pokemon will ever get to a perfect game. Because, well, if we're only judging from what has come out up until this point, I mean, right now Ultra Sun is the last main series Pokemon game. I would say Heart Gold is still the closest there is to a perfect Pokemon game. Because god damn, that game is so good. Man. Like, that's a game that I definitely, you know, return to for like a, man, this is just so good and fun. And same thing really with Emerald. Like, Emerald 2 is, because, if Heart Gold and Soul Silver is on my first place, then Emerald is definitely on the second place. Like, pretty close to first. Because, yeah, Emerald is just so good of a game. And I think, it's pretty hard to say, but I think Platinum is at third place. And then, you know, fourth and fifth, probably something like, oh, oops, Fire and Leaf Green and Black 2. I don't know which one I would place it at fourth and which one I would place at fifth, but, you know, something like that. Because I do really like Fire and Leaf Green for what they improved over the first generation and what they added, you know, with the Sevi Islands and the after game in general. And just graphically, I actually really like Fire and Leaf Green. It's just such an enjoyable game to look at. There's, like, the colors are pretty, like, not muted, I guess, but they're, like, soft? I don't know. In general, it's a very, like, cozy game to look at. Like, I feel like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald are, like, very, like, pretty. But Fire and Leaf Green, in comparison, is more, like, soft and cozy. I don't know. Girl, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not a professor or nothing. But yeah. I think actually as the further we go along in the series, the less I kind of like the games. And there's definitely something to do with I don't know if it's been noticeable up until this point, but I really don't fucking give a shit about the story. Like, I just really don't care, to be completely honest. Because to me, the Pokemon games are about, you know, the Pokemon. Like, I just like, you know, catching Pokemon, battling with Pokemon, you know, all that shit. I don't really care about, you know, any kind of story in a Pokemon game. I just don't give a shit about. Which is why, you know, it had definite trait, like, I feel like in Generation 3 is where the seed was planted. Because it's still not terrible here in Generation 3, but they definitely wanted, you know, to start doing more, like, story stuff that was more involved than, you know, just Team Rocket showing up and fucking everything up. Like, here we have, like, kind of a quote-unquote plot, if you want to call it that. And in Generation 4, like, started getting bigger, but not to the point where I feel like it's really, you know, intrusive at all. But in Generation 5 is where it really, you know, where shit hit the fan, as they say. Because, you know, that was the story generation. That was where, like, people really started talking about the story of Pokemon. And that was where I really started enjoying the games less. Like, I really like Black and White 2. just because they are pretty good games. There's a lot of story packed into it, a lot of talking, a lot of blah blah blah. But I feel like I'm coming off as like that I don't like stories in games in general, which is definitely not the case, because I can enjoy, you know, a good plot of a game. Like for example, I really like the Persona games, and there's plenty of story in those games, and which I actually do really like. And I feel like it's really well integrated into the game as a whole. But I don't feel like Persona Pokemon games are suited for story at all. Like, at least from what we've gotten up until this point, I just get the feeling of like, I don't feel like a story is, you know, really what's best for Pokemon. Because like, I feel like more people started to notice it in Generation 7, because that was really the generation of like, you're just going about your adventure, your journey, and you get stopped. You like, not even like you just straight up get like stopped, and like the game pretty much takes your hand and drags you into, you know, a 5-minute cutscene that you didn't want to see. And, you know, you had to go through this entire long spiel, and the characters, you know, doing all of this animation and holding their hips, and that takes fucking 10 seconds of animation. Oh, God. And it's not, like, most people, they just say that, you know, oh, I wish we could skip the tutorials. Like, oh, I really don't like that they have to, you know, do the tutorial thing. Which, you know, again, I don't disagree with, but I just wish there was an option to remove all of the story. Because I don't care about, like, taking Generation 7 as an example, I don't fucking give a shit about Lily. Like, playing through Sun and Moon, and subsequently Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, made me really dislike Lily as a character. Like, Jesus Christ, because all I can think about when I see Lily is, oh, fuck, I need to, like, the game is just gonna take control away from me for like 5 minutes to go through a cutscene of something I don't care about. Like, that's all I can think of when I see her. Like that, and just, you know, healing my Pokemon, which, you know, I'm thankful for, but like, Jesus, could you just heal my Pokemon and just not talk to me? Because I don't care what you have to, like, sure, I'll help you, like, I'll fight the bad guys for you, just as long as you don't talk to me. Oh man, that whole game, that, I feel like, especially Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, they could be such great games if only the story was completely stripped from it. Because the story, not only is it intrusive, not only is it not needed, but it, on top of that, is also really, like, it's not a good story. Even if you look at it from a story perspective, it's a pretty shit story. Like, you immediately already know what's gonna happen when you play through. It's like, oh, this guy's, like, well, especially, well, more specifically, the Sun and Moon games are big offenders of this, I feel. Because it's like, oh, the Team Skull, they're the quote-unquote bad guys, and the Aether Foundation are the quote-unquote good guys. Gee, I wonder what's gonna happen down the line. Oh, what a shock, Team Skull is being used by the Aether Foundation. Gee, I never could have fucking seen that coming. Like, I know that the Pokemon games, like, it's quote unquote for kids. I get it. Like, we're not gonna get like a fucking magnum opus of a story of like betrayal and fucking intrigue and all that fucking shit. Of course, I know that. But I feel like we could still get something better than we are getting. And that's what drives me so mad, because, like, I would like for Pokemon games to not have story at all. That would be what I would have loved. Or what they did in Generation 1, and kind of in 2 as well, is with... there's not really a quote-unquote story. Like, you're just a kid going about, and, you know, you do stop Team Rocket here and there, but that's not really a story. You are just, you know, you're just falling into these situations randomly, pretty much. So I don't really count that as a quote-unquote story. Like, if you look at it as opposed to Generation 3 here, you were actively, you know, people are asking you, like, please, can you stop these people? And, you know, you're actively involved in the, at least more actively involved in what goes down with Team Aqua and Team Magma. Like, you were going after them and stopping them. Like in Generation 1, it's like, oh, I need to get the Pokeflute. Oh, I can't get the Pokeflute because this guy's held captive, the guy that has the Pokeflute. Okay, I need to save that guy, who is coincidentally being held by Team Rocket in this tower where you need the Silscope. Okay, I need to get the Silscope, which is coincidentally held by Team Rocket. Like, you see where it's like, you don't really go after Team Rocket. Team Rocket is just standing in your way, pretty much. Which I like. I don't mind that at all. And also, there's plenty of, you know, like, lore in the Generation 1. Like, there's a lot of NPCs that give you, like, pieces of stuff, and, you know, there's the whole Cinnabar Mansion, which, you know, there's a lot of, you know, books and NPCs that gives you, like, an inclination of something that happened here, and, you know, there's plenty of stuff pretty much all across Kanto where you can, like, pick up pieces. Oh, this is something that happens here, or this is, you know, oh, fuck, what is it called? It's, something storytelling. Environmental storytelling. That's what it is. Well, not completely, because you are getting it from, you know, NPCs and science and books and all of that stuff. But still, that's so much better, because then if you're actually interested, you can seek it out and find stuff out, and plus, you don't get the whole story, so you kind of have to, you know, think a little for yourself and kind of figure things out in your head. That's fucking brilliant. Like, more of that, please. Not all of this fucking hand-holding, shoving a fucking book down your throat. All I wanted to do was play fucking Pokemon, but no. I have to fucking read a novel that was shoved down my throat. I didn't want this. Oh man, as you can tell from me having talked about this for, I believe, 15 minutes now, I'm pretty passionate about this, because I'm pretty passionate about Pokemon in general, because I've been playing these games for almost 20 years now, so... Oh man. But yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna get 101. I'm pretty sure Generation 8 still gonna be chock full of story, but hopefully it's gonna be less bad than it was in Generation 7, because I feel like even the general public kind of was like, please, this is a little bit too heavy, which I feel like is might be the reason. I'm using the word might here. I'm trying to be non-specific, because, you know, we don't actually know. That might be the reason why they released Pokemon Let's Go, and then, you know, having Generation 8, like the proper game, be something other than Let's Go, and having Let's Go be, you know, like really, really hand-holdy. I think there's a really fun word floating around, which is, you know, they've gone beyond hand-holding, like this is straight up wheelchairing. Because, you know, the whole thing with, like, the first gym, like, you need to have a water or grass type to even enter. Which I actually will say I don't mind. Because Let's Go is, you know, it's specifically made for, you know, beginners and people that want, you know, hand-holding and, you know, people that, you know, quote-unquote want to turn off their brain and just play a game. Which I feel like is completely okay. And, you know, I'm definitely going to buy at least one of the Let's Go games, because they look like they're at least, you know, fun. Like, it doesn't look, you know, they don't look bad. They don't look very good, but they don't look bad. But that also kind of gives me hope that the actual game that's coming out in 2019 is gonna be less of what Generation 7 was, and more hearkening to older generations when it comes to you know, not necessarily difficulty, because I think they still are gonna be pretty lenient about difficulty. Ooh, that I like. I think they're gonna be pretty lenient about difficulty. You know, probably still gonna get the new experience share. Probably gonna, you know, get all the extra potions, extra healing, all of that shit. But it's my hope that at least it's gonna be less of that compared to Generation 7. And, you know, that's pretty much my entire, you know, essay, like video essay on that whole topic. Oh man. So Viper, that is, you know, that's pretty cool. I actually really like Viper. I mean, more than just, you know, oh, I kind of like this Pokemon. No, I actually do really like this Pokemon. So I definitely want to get it. And I am actually thinking that I might want to put it on my team. So you are definitely going to get something of a fun nickname. Yeah, I think this might be good for you. Tanya. There's not a lot of space here, so I'm taking some liberties. Tani Tallulah. Yeah, I'm very curious what you have of, like, nature and stuff. Let's see. Ooh, that is, actually not that good, considering that, Viper is pretty shitty speed, and Brave is, in case you don't know, it's up attack, down speed, which, like, it has pretty good attack to begin with, but not very good, speed. I'm holding off for now. And I, you know, I caught a Soul Rock without even, you know, acknowledging it at all. And I just, you know, sloppily put a nickname on it without even thinking. So, probably gonna regret that if I ever end up using it, which I am probably not, but who knows. You never know what the future will hold. I'm trying to think. We've gone for a 22. I think actually I'm gonna cut away here and meet you back at the train card. So I'm gonna see you guys in a little quick second. Okay, we are back at Route 112, and let's take the cable car, because, again, I'm sorry if you're, you want to get a little bit of the story. If you wanted to get the story, you should probably watch somebody that's not me, or, play the game yourself. I highly recommend it, because Pokemon Emerald is a pretty good game. But yeah, in case you didn't pick it up from watching yourself, or just pausing and reading, which I encourage you to do if you feel like doing that, we gotta do some shit with Team Magma, because they up to no good. And now I'm just very quickly realizing that we don't really have anything for the fourth gym. That is a bit of a worry. Oh, I think we might be okay, but not completely trusting it. Whatever. That's for the future. That's not a today worry. That's a tomorrow worry. Oh, that's a really dumb way to think. Just putting that out there. And that actually sounds very cool. Putting your home on a piece of hardened lava. Though I feel like people, as people have pointed out before, don't really know what Team Magma is really thinking here, because Mount Chimney, the mountain we're on right now, is pretty much, on the middle of the land. Like, I think there's some ocean to the north of here, but there's still plenty of stuff between here and the ocean. So not really sure what the fuck they're planning, like, because they want to expand the land, but maybe you should have chosen a volcano that was closer to the fucking, I don't know, ocean, not in the middle of the goddamn already established land. Oh man, I feel like that's definitely not the only hole you can poke through the plans of these people, but that's definitely one thing you can notice pretty quickly. And I'm also thinking that we're gonna have some issues with the fifth gym, because that's actually a problem I have with the Hoenn region, just in general, is between the fourth and the fifth gym, there's almost no trainers for you to battle, so there's very little for you to do before going against the fifth gym leader. So if your team hasn't been competently leveled by, grinding against, wild Pokemon or something, you're gonna be in a world of hurt, because I think the strongest Pokemon of the gym leader, fifth gym leader, is 32. And it's not just level 32 Pokemon, it's level 32 slacking. Which is, a really fucking scary Pokemon to go against. But I do have a plan at the back of my head that I could use if I can't think of anything else. But oh well. Now we're just gonna fight against Mr. Maxie here. And I think we're gonna be okay, but I kinda rushed into this, cause probably should have planned this a little bit better. Hopefully we'll be okay. Not sure if this is gonna kill it. Oh, wow, it wasn't even close. Okay, let's, Oh, I'm getting a little worried, actually. Oh. I think now he's gonna try and super potion it. So, gonna try and, use that as a distraction to get Pumpkin out. Yeah, that's the super potion. Now, I don't know how much Mach Punch is gonna do. Hopefully a lot. Oh, you gotta be dicking me. Please, please, please. Thank you. Don't fuck. I don't fuck around with accuracy, because that shit comes back to bite you in the ass real hard. That was not what I wanted you to send out. Shit on my tits. Oh, this is actually pretty bad. I think it has Ember, which Pumpkin can definitely live through. And his other Pokemon is a Golbat, which is not going to be able to do much. Well, which Pumpkin can't do much against. So I'm planning on using Leech Seed, his Ember not killing me, and now I have Leech Seed active. Please. Thank you. Oh, wow, and he didn't even use Ember. But now he has a Focus Energy, which I'm not a huge fan of, because that could go south real quick. Let's just go for it. And of course we miss. Magnitude? Okay. Oh, yeah. That was a hot fucking shit there. Let's get to Vanjie, because, you know, Vanjie resists Magnitude. And now you use Ember off. Oh, that was real disgusting. Oh, what do I want to do? Let's go for a Wing Attack. Hope for the best. That was not the best, but it's certainly not the worst. Okay. It does not have any priority moves. My accuracy is not lowered. Well, Super Potion, okay. I do get Leech Seed, though. Ooh. And I might be able to take him out. Oh, but that's a huge risk. I believe I can survive Ember, but only barely. And, you know, he has a Focus Energy active. Come on, Vanjie, I believe in you. Come on. Vanjie! Oh, shit, yeah. Okay, now we're pretty safe, because don't think... It's not even a Golbat. I definitely remember him having a Golbat here. So I think he does have a Golbat here in, Ruby. I must have downgraded him. Jeez. That's sad. My dose is running. Once again. But at least we managed to get off unscathed again. Jesus. How the fuck did we manage this? I have no idea. But, I mean, so far so good. So let's take out the meteorite. And I think that's going to be it for this. So I'm going to be seeing you guys in the next time. Goodbye.